brain fog and low energy are the number one and number two symptoms that we hear all the time as practitioners. Do you realize the simple answer could be your water? Yeah. I know you realize that. Yeah. But do you realize that? No, honestly, it really can. I think people are waking up to this, but I'm here with a water expert. You're going to hear not just a water expert, because the answer is going to surprise you. Honestly, it really is. Because I think most people are waking up to the fact that water is actually the number one toxic source in our life. And it surprises me that even people in the health space, that we go to dinner and they're drinking tap water. Okay, right. I don't do that, and I never will, because I understand the power of toxic water to the negative. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the positive of extremely healthy water that studies show can transform both of the symptoms that I talked about, energy and brain.
Absolutely.
I watched a video some years ago of hydrogen and how it affected a Parkinson's rat. They showed literally two different rats, and they watched the difference moments after drinking hydrogen. Yep. And how their brain worked.
Absolutely.
And from that day on, I've been fascinated about hydrogen. I even so much so helped be a part of a product called Fast Tonic, because hydrogen transforms people's fasting. And y'all know that I'm a big fasting guy. Okay, but the key though is having it more frequently.
Yep.
And so therefore hydrogen water, great. You know, we can get rid of the toxins in our water, but can we take our water to the point of actually helping the symptoms that I just said? And of course, beyond. Do you believe we can?
100%.
Yeah, well, you see it all the time.
Yeah, I see it for many years now, but mitochondrial function.
Okay, which is energy. So when I made this thing of low energy, that's why when people start drinking hydrogen water, immediate energy. But go ahead.
Absolutely, because you don't have hydroxyl radicals stopping mitochondria to produce ATP. So you have more energy. Increased energy almost immediately. That's what everyone says, that the first time they're drinking it. And as far as the neurologic or just improved cognitive function, brain function in general, that is because of ghrelin secretions. Ghrelin is a master hormone that should be produced in the gut, but because of gut dysfunction, we don't have that. So when you drink hydrogen water, within a minute or two, you have ghrelin secretions going to the hippocampus, the hypothalamus, and the brainstem, increasing cognitive function.
Okay, ghrelin is also a hormone involved in how your body utilizes fat for energy.
That's right.
Stops eating, starts eating, right? So when people struggle with diets and losing weight, that's another reason why hydrogen water has been linked to breakthroughs in those areas, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Usually first week, 8 pounds, right? And we don't sell it as a weight loss product, but
exactly.
It happens, right? Because your body, metabolically.
No, it does. I mean, I've had clients where it's like, okay, could this water have anything to do with why I'm starting to lose weight again? The answer is yes. I mean, even just from a mitochondrial standpoint.
Yes.
But you mentioned the hormone ghrelin, so I figured I'd toss that in there.
Absolutely.
So to your point, my son, this is his unit. Yep. Okay, this is a unit that filters the water.
Yep.
And we're going to show you another unit, my unit that I just got in, so I'm really excited. But anyways, this is his unit.
Yep.
And because he was the skeptic, and so within a week of drinking the water, he realized, okay, this water is making a difference, right?
Yep.
And he actually moved, and he wasn't drinking it for a spell.
Yes.
And he realized, more importantly, when he didn't have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have skeptics. We have people that are like, does this really work? I'm not feeling, or I'm this, or then stop drinking it for a few days. Then you'll notice what you were experiencing, because a lot of people will feel better and not know.
Yeah.
Right? Because you just get better, and
Yep.
you just think that's what life is. You haven't kept a journal
Yep.
to write what's different. But yes, this has filtration, excellent filtration, glyphosate, all the pesticides out, heavy metals, all these kind of things. But your system goes even beyond that.
Yeah,
and
I mean, this one can be above the counter, just like this, easily hooked up to your, your faucet, or it could be hooked up under the counter with one of these that brings it up, right? Okay, so simple system, great filtration.
Yes.
Right, KDF.
KDF 55.
Which is great filtration, by the way.
Two different types of carbon from coconut husk, so
Okay.
very good, and also tourmaline.
But adding hydrogen to the water. Okay, before we show my unit, hang on, because this is I think the first in the country.
Yes,
Okay, all right, at least that's what I was told. But explain to them just a little bit why they want to ingest hydrogen? I mean, we talked about some of the studies, but
Sure.
On a layperson level.
So yes, there are 1,035 studies showing hydrogen to be therapeutic with 180 plus human diseases. But to Dr. Pompa's point, why? You know, it's not just some magic elixir, right? The reality or the wonderful story is you should be producing hydrogen in your gut.
That's right.
When you ferment food, and more importantly, when food has fatty acids and fiber, you should have, and most of us don't, but you should have hydrogen tropes. These are part of the anaerobic microflora family, and these wonderful little bacteria will convert short-chain fatty acids, medium-chain fatty acids, and fiber-rich foods into hydrogen gas. And you should be producing 10 to 12 liters of hydrogen gas per day through 3 meals and fermentation. So yes, we should have flatulence, right? There's a lot of people that say, I don't have it, and you're like, oh, that's not good. We should have that because that hydrogen is our antioxidant system. It's a huge signal modulator. We are designed to have hydrogen in our system. So all I did was develop a system that dissolves hydrogen no matter what water you put into it so that we can have hydrogen. And then also the machines have a negative 450 millivolts of electrical potential because that can change the tissue in the gut. We can actually change the terrain, change the biome. As long as we get it over a negative 300 millivolts, the tissue itself will selectively stimulate anaerobic microflora. So we can literally rehab a gut rapidly. And then this unit also has a frequency generator in that we can go into more detail later. But it really is an incredible machine that gives you filtered water, hydrogen, which helps immune function, mitochondrial, brain, just about everything that you would want.
It's awesome. Check out the webinar and you can actually learn more, but let's check out this. So come down here and I want to show you something as he turns the water on. Okay, if you look down here, and I think you can see it, that says 489. Okay, 481, it just changed. Okay, so explain what that number is.
So this top number is the water coming into your home. That's the total dissolved solids. So it can be contaminants, it could be calcium, it could be all kinds of things. But the EPA says you should not drink water over 500.
I'm 487 right now, 489, 486. Okay,
Yeah.
So I mean, I am right there.
Yes, yes,
okay, and this
yes.
is in the mountains, Park City, Utah.
Yes.
Right? And I see people drinking this water all the time. Okay, now what's the second number down here?
So that's after the RO is taking out all the contaminants and everything.
Okay,
You're
18. Yeah, it was
it's
20,
gonna hover.
18, 17. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yep.
So we are removing
16. It's getting cleaner as we speak.
Yeah, you're removing all of that.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
14. So, and what's nice about this is there's no tank.
Duh.
So you always have RO water.
It kept dropping, by the way. Yeah. So, by the way, I was a critic of. I love RO because it takes things out, the medications and a lot of stuff that don't come out even with other filtration mediums, right? So, but the problem is the tanks can build up bacteria over time. So I was always getting a new tank, and there's, of course, you can clean your tank, but it's a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
People know to change their filters, but they don't always change the tank, right? So
That's right.
So it's obviously this is new technology where it's pumping the water through the membrane. And explain. We have to go back down in a quick because I'm going to take this off.
Sure.
And I want to just show that right there.
Yeah. There's your 4 filters.
Okay.
So this is different filters. This one happens to be your RO membrane itself.
And that's a membrane that forces the water through to clean it.
And to replace these, all you're doing is turning this a half turn and lifting them straight up.
Right.
And then you put the next one down and just turn it tight. So it's extremely easy for everyone. This is a 1 to 2 year change. These are 6 month to a year changes. And so it's very, very simple. But what's excellent about this is 2 things. Number 1, you're removing the contaminants. You have no tank that has a latex bladder or a rubber bladder inside to grow bacteria.
That's the problem.
And so there's no storage, there's no water sitting. And even I developed from a software perspective that when the unit is sitting, let's say that you leave like you do often on a trip. And let's say the house sits with no one coming in and flushing water. Every 24-hour period that this sits, this automatically turns itself on and flushes water through. So there's never standing water for a 24-hour period even. And that's huge, because there have been in the past other systems where they wanted to have a tankless, what's called a tankless RO. But if you don't flush the membrane, you can grow bacteria. So that's a problem too. So we've taken away all of the negatives here. We've gotten proper rejection rate, which is 90 to 95% rejection of contaminants, minerals, everything. And I know that a lot of people talk about, oh, but what about the minerals in water? We'll do a whole nother thing on that. But the bottom line is water has minerals in it that are inorganic. It comes from rock
minerals, minerals.
And we don't eat rocks. I don't. But what you need is food, the mineral that's built into your food, your salads, your vegetables. That has minerals in it.
Ionized minerals. These are minerals that the plant takes in rock form, puts it in with the plant and makes it usable for human. Now, don't be clear. If you were super deficient, your body is smart enough to take a rock mineral and literally utilize it, but it's a better way to get it from plants. I'm a believer we shouldn't get minerals, or we don't need to get minerals from water. And that's another reason why I'm a believer in RO. So let's look at how nice this looks. So explain, we have two different filters.
So you've got one faucet here that is just reverse osmosis. And then you have a second here that is the reverse osmosis and hydrogen.
Right.
So this gives you the opportunity to have whatever water you want. Now, normally people have the RO and hydrogen together, but you, amazing you, wanted to have both. So you could choose whatever you want.
Yeah, you put a splitter on it. Yeah, and you could have even one of these you could do both if you wanted there, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the way we had the holes in the granite, so I chose to separate it and put two.
Well, and it's gorgeous, right?
Yeah, it is.
Look at this. Beautiful new faucets. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then the soap dispenser right here. And so you can always get the water and get clean. But I love this setup personally. I think it's awesome to have RO water by itself. There's many uses of that when you're making tea or any kind of things like this. And then having the hydrogen for drinking.
Absolutely. And I'm going one step further. That over there, I'm going to put this same unit over there, and it's going to do hot water. That's RO. And then I'm going to be able to, get immediate hot water. So, so anyways, that's my setup. And by the way, just if you're wondering, I still run a whole house unit because I shower. I'm not showering in this.
That's right.
And I know you're actually coming out.
We've had one.
We've had a whole house. Yeah, exactly. So they can reach again. More information on this, watch the webinar. It'll lead you to other products and more explanation of all this technology. So
yeah, we've got a great whole house that's got some proprietary stuff as well. So it's good
awesome.
Stuff.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Coming here, and I appreciate the unit.
You're welcome.
Exciting stuff. Check it out.
Yeah.